Welcome to Sociology 400. It is completely normal to feel a bit intimidated the first time you open a blank statistical software program. From the outside, it can certainly look like an imposing monolith. But we can demystify PSPP right now. At its core, it is simply a fast, incredibly precise calculator. It can process millions of operations in a second, but it has one major limitation. It only understands numbers, not human language. This creates a unique challenge. As sociologists, we study complex human behaviors, rich histories, and nuanced opinions. But when you feed those concepts into this software, it sees them as uniform blocks of data. Because the software handles all the arithmetic and high-speed counting for you, the actual work of research changes. Instead of doing the math yourself, you are focusing on the relationship between these numbers and the people they represent. Your primary role is to act as a bridge. You are the one who organizes the messy human experience into a structured dictionary of numbers that the computer can finally process. To start building that dictionary, look down at the bottom left corner of the software interface. You will see a toggle that lets you switch between the two main workspaces. This is the data view. It is a dense grid of raw values. This is exactly how the computer sees the world, pure, unformatted numbers that look like absolute gibberish to a human reader. Next to it is the toggle for the variable view. This is where we step away from those raw numbers and begin defining what they actually mean. This display shows the variable view. While the data view holds the raw ingredients, this screen is the master ledger where every single row and column is given a specific human definition. Looking at this column, you see the variable name. These are strict shorthand codes, like sex or race, that the software uses to quickly identify a specific survey question without getting tripped up by spaces or special characters. Because those shorthand codes can be hard to remember, we use a variable label. This acts as a descriptive note, reminding the human researcher exactly what the original survey question asked, like biological sex at birth. Once the question is defined, we move to the answers. Values represent the actual numbers that were typed into the spreadsheet for each person's response. This highlighted cell shows the value labels. This is where we define the link between those numbers and reality, explicitly telling the software that a 1 in the data stands for the lion roar house. By filling out these names, labels, and value labels, you ensure that every single data point is permanently tethered to a real human trait. Let's look at a scenario to see what happens when your dictionary is incomplete. Imagine analyzing a real-world survey question, asking people if they have ever cheated on their spouse. This dialog box shows the labels for that question. A 1 means yes, a 2 means no, and a 3 means the respondent has never been married. If you ask the computer for a percentage right now, it will include those unmarried people in the calculation. Since you can't cheat on a spouse if you aren't married, including them would artificially lower your final number and distort your results. To fix this, we use the missing values box. By entering the specific number 3, we issue a command that tells the software to completely ignore that group of people when it runs the math. Correctly applying missing values is the difference between publishing a flawed statistic and revealing an accurate sociological truth. Once the translation dictionary is perfectly set up in the variable view, you can finally step back and ask PSPP to run the analysis. This output window is like a translated receipt. The software replaces raw codes with clean, human-readable charts. But remember, this output is a static record. If you change a missing value later, you must run the analysis again to update it. That brings us to the final window you need to know: syntax. This text document is the syntax window. It is a saved recipe of your commands. Instead of clicking through menus every time, you can save these text instructions to replicate your entire methodology instantly. The output provides the proof of what you found, while the syntax preserves the exact steps of how you found it. As you start your first readings, don't worry about memorizing every single menu or interface quirk right away. Your true goal is simply to master the logic of translating human concepts into digital numbers. Taking the time to organize your data properly is what allows the software to safely handle all the heavy computational lifting. By setting up the system correctly, you move past the tedious math and gain the power to uncover and share deep sociological insights.